talk about some tips for building reports. We touched on some things there, but let's cover this as well.
Yeah, it's really, really important. First, when you are creating reports, you consider your audience, because sometimes you just clone your reports. Yeah, like, oh yeah, we need a report of sales or revenue or the pipeline, and you just clone. Oh, this is for that department, and you just clone the report. Probably you change a little bit the filters, and that's it. However, sometimes, yeah, the stakeholders probably they don't use the same language, or they even you need to personalize the labels or the way that you are going to expose your data in order to help them to understand better the data and make decisions. So it's important to know your audience and their needs. Then an important aspect that you need to consider is that you have to work with accurate data. Of course, this is not 100% in your scope, and it's not 100% of your responsibility, but of course that at some point you can influence and impact on the quality of your data. We know that if we are going to create a report with dirty data, it's not going to be helpful for analysis. It's not going to be useful for making decisions, because that can trick us, right? Probably we are making decisions based on data that it's not that accurate, so we can screw something. So it's really, really important that we revisit our data. If it's not that clean, try to create a specific process in order to improve the quality of our data. Something that happens pretty often is that you have like a lot of fields in an object, because when you started your implementation of your Salesforce org, you said, oh yeah, the most information, the better. So you created a lot of custom fields, and the idea was to populate and fill out that information. So it was great. The problem is when you are in the real world, sales reps or marketing guys are not necessarily filling those fields. So at the end, you have a lot of blanks, and you cannot count them, analyze them. You cannot do a thing. And those type of reports of dashboards based on blank values, don't provide a lot of usable information, you know. So that is really important, to work with accurate data. Then we have something that it's really nice, but not always is easy to do when we are working with reports and dashboards. Make it simple. You don't need to add a dozen of columns to group a lot of fields all together. It's just the basics. If you can have like a real clean and understandable report with a couple of columns, and that's it, perfect.
Same thing with dashboards. You know, the more information, the harder it is to consume and understand.
Exactly. And at some point, the goal is misunderstood, because you have that much information that, what is your goal? What you are looking at those charts? You don't have a clear understanding of what you are doing the things. So, it's important to try to make things simple. Then I guess that something that it's not that nice, it's the time that can a report take in response. You know, basically, sometimes when you are running a report, it's just running, and you cannot see your data, and you are waiting because you want to have the information already displayed for your purposes. But it takes a couple of minutes, so it's not that easy. And that could be because of different type of reasons. You know, you can have too much records, inefficiency, talking about queries, ownerships, a really complex organization by default. But the thing is that when you are creating a report, you need to log in as a user to confirm the experience of running the report as that person, or at least a couple of them, and to confirm that everything is working. And if you notice that the report takes too much time in running, basically you need to improve the user experience. You cannot have that running for the user in production, because that could influence even in adoption. When people notice this type of inefficiencies, they don't like to work with your org. So yeah, we really want to have happy users in Salesforce. So adoption is really important. So you need to display your information timely. That is key.